What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now, kick back, relax, and come take a ride with your boy. Man, shout out to y'all, the fam, just out there showing so much love with the recent live streams. Had to come with a pre-recorded this time, but we definitely gonna keep it grinding with the live streams, as well as more content like this. So hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. And make sure to lock in with us, because this is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney. Now listen, man. I had to make a video about the rematch. Angel Reese versus Clark in their first matchup. Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever. The two superstars facing off for the first time in the WNBA. Now, it was a tight, hard-fought game that looked like it was in Chicago's clutches. But the Indiana Fever down the stretch made enough plays to seal the win for their second win on the season. And this is a tough win, man. It was also the debut of Camila Cardoso, who's been injured. She came back and made an immediate impact. Gave us just a preview, a sample of the future of what the Chicago Sky could be for years to come. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So the Fever picked up the dub 71-70. And it was a hard-fought game, man. These teams were really getting chippy. And the game got really, really chippy. It was really physical. And you could tell, man, this could be a potential rivalry down the line, how it's feeling. People have been calling the Clark versus Angel Reese matchup Bird versus Magic for the WNBA. Sides are split. And honestly, it was kind of a quiet game for both. So the Fever took the dub 71-70 to move to 2-8. The Sky fall to 3-4 on the year. Aaliyah Boston, who looks like she's still trying to get really into game shape, man, comes with 10 points, 8 rebounds for her. How about Christy Wallace finally getting some playing time, y'all? Holy heck. She comes in with double figures, 10 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Nalissa Smith, who I think arguably has been the best big on this team, the best post, finished with 17 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds, and she's doing what Aaliyah Boston should have done. She played overseas, made tremendous strides from year 1 to year 2, and hey, she's hooping. It's paying off. The arrival of Kelsey Mitchell. Will the real Kelsey Mitchell please stand the F up? She finally is starting to put up numbers for this group, looking healthy. She finished with a team high 18 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Clark. She has continued to dish that rock. Before last game with the 7 turnovers, she had started to cut down on them. She had 5 turnovers today, though. The turnovers have absolutely haunted Clark, man. And she's definitely got to cut down on them if this team is going to continue to win games. This time, fortunately for the Fever, it didn't cost them. She finished with 11 points, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds. Shout out Clark. Now on the other side, for the Sky, Angel Reese finished with 8 points and a whopping 13 rebounds to go to 1 assist. She already has the most rebounds for any rookie in Chicago Sky history, y'all. The Chi-Town Barbie has already etched her name in history. Man, I gotta talk about Marina Mabry, though, the sharpshooting guard. She finished with 15, 2 assists, 9 rebounds. Exceptional rebound for her. Game high for her. Season high for her in rebounds, and Mabry's just been that veteran leader, that steady presence at guard for the Sky. Dana Evans also been hooping. Shout out Evans. Definitely got her on my fantasy team. She finished with 12 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And then Chennedy Carter, who got into it with Clark, knocked her over in that one clip, was all over her in this game. She finished with 19 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. Camila Cardoso, in her debut off the bench, in just 18 minutes of play, had 11 and 6, y'all. She's showing the defensive presence, being able to anchor that paint. She's grabbing rebounds, and she is a force on the post in transition. Aaliyah Boston and Nalissa Smith, that Fever front court was having trouble keeping her off the glass as well as scoring in the paint. using that footwork, using her 6'7" size. I think this was a really good debut for Camila Cardoso, man. Like, she really came out, did not have any signs of rust, and was just straight hooping. So I love to see it. We've been waiting to see her debut and how she would impact this Sky lineup, and she looks like she should be starting at the 5 before the end of the season. I'm just telling you that right now. I was very impressed. She was doing exactly what she was doing in college, and I honestly, Caitlin Clark had a really good quote, and I agree. Cardoso is just scratching the surface.
I think the thing about her is, like, she's been so dominant in what she does ever since we played in, high school. I vividly remember we played at Boo Williams. I must have been a sophomore probably at the time, and like we just got killed on the glass, and like that just hasn't changed. Like, she's always had a knack for being able to rebound the ball, and like that's just translated immediately to the WNBA. Like, she's so good at reading the ball off the glass and going and getting it and getting extra possessions for her team, and like those are the little things that help your team win. And then obviously playing in her college, she did the same stuff. So, I have a lot of respect for her, but even Kamilla too. Like, Kamilla caused us a lot of problems in the national championship. We just didn't have a matchup for her. And I think, Kamilla is just, kind of scratching the surface. I think, her potential is really, really high. And, it's been a lot of fun to watch those two kind of evolve over their college careers.
With Caitlin Clark, man, she's playing so many minutes. She's barely getting any breaths. Like, you cannot play her 40 minutes, Coach Sides. And that's what we're seeing. Are they going to wear her down and run her into the ground? She's coaching like how D. Rose and Tibbs was, man. Like, she's got some of that Tom Thibodeau in her. And I just wonder if the minutes catch up to Caitlin Clark. And they have to play another one this weekend as well. So it's a lot, man. The Fever started off playing 5 games in 8 days. We saw the fatigue hit them from the Sparks game after they got their doors blown off. And it's fatigue. And I think, too, it's like unrealistic for her to expect Caitlin Clark to play 40 minutes. But I do get it, because when they take her out, they give up big runs. But they were able to come away with the win. The Fever are definitely a team with a lot of potential that are getting better after every game. This was the most offensive fluidity that we've seen all year from them moving the basketball. 80% of the time so far this season, it's been pick and roll, and everybody else ball watching the other three players. So it was good to see some fluidity in that offense, people moving, cutting, screening, and finding open shots. So big win for the big win for the Fever, I should say. Because the Chicago Sky are definitely a team on the rise. I love that front court with Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. I mean, the defensive presence, the glass, they are going to eat up the glass. Like, there's not going to be many teams that out-rebound the Chicago Sky. I'm going to just go ahead and tell y'all that right now. But epic matchup, it was somewhat of a quiet night for Clark and Reese. Reese was still very, very aggressive on the glass. It's nice to see that mutual respect. And, we'll keep following these WNBA headlines as we continue to move forward through the season. Still very early, but if y'all check the live streams, we've definitely been talking a lot about recent games and everything that's going on with the WNBA. And this week has been action-packed, to say the least, man. And we still have more games tomorrow as well. So it'll be exciting to continue to follow these teams and see as they grow, man, because the Chicago Sky on one end has a really good coach, a lot of young talent. On the other end, the Fever, Coach Sides, a little bit suspect. We're not sure if she's the answer, but she did pick up a big dub today, man, because Chicago has been one of the best defensive teams for a young squad that I've seen. They make you work for every basket. And having a Defensive Player of the Year in the WNBA as a coach, they feed off that mentality. They're her image out there on the court, and they play like that as well, man. But I definitely want to see Aaliyah Boston continue to get in better shape. I want to see Nalissa Smith continue to hoop. I love that they're giving some other players some chances. But where is Grace Berger? Where is Celeste Taylor, man? Because I'm telling y'all right now, man, Erica Wheeler is out there stealing money, getting over 250 racks, over 222,000 racks, over 200 racks. She is robbing the Fever blind and bringing nothing to the table. Hollow minutes. Her positive negatives got to be nuts, y'all. But we'll continue to follow these teams. You know, this was the talk of the town. This was the talk all over the country and all major sports outlets. The rematch of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. They've been playing against each other since high school. We saw them face off in a national championship. Now we're seeing them transcend the women's game equally, in my opinion. Angel Reese is just as big, if not a bigger star than Caitlin Clark on and off the court. So, respectfully. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about the debut of Camila Cardoso, how this game went, what the outlook is for these teams going forward through the rest of the season, and were y'all disappointed or did the matchup live up to the hype? Y'all holler at your boy. Let me know how y'all feel. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney. This is Live with Brandon Blakeney. Hit that subscribe button for all the latest. Until next time, hey, we out.